Hey, happy 4th of July. It's the 4th of July all over. But down here in Costa Rica, there ain't no fireworks or hot dogs or hamburgers. I'm just saying. But, but we're live on the 4th of July. Woohoo! The day of freedom, the day of celebration, the day of liberation. That's what we're talking about. Liberation, spiritual liberation on the 4th of July. Hey, Alyssa, great to see you. So glad you guys are joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here at Rythmia. I am down in Costa Rica. Another great week here. Oh my God. Happy 4th. Hello, Claudine. Hey, you guys, I want to do some interactive stuff today. So as you're logging on, I'm going to be asking you to think about a couple of things. We'll get to that in a minute because I have a couple of other things I want to tell you about. So let's start. Okay. So we are down in Rythmia. Spirit Science is here. If you don't know about these cats, they are amazing young men who really embody the spiritual principles. And are taking, I love that they use science and spirituality to come together in such a really amazing way. So they're here. You should check out their website, Spirit Science. They take like all of these ancient stories and myths and science and turn it into really cool animated features that explain to us in a way that we can really understand. So it's super cool. I also want to tell you about, hey, Erica, welcome. I want to also tell you that I'm really excited to announce the LGBTQ week at Rythmia. LGBT, my people, this amazing week of inclusion. Oh, and I'll tell you a joke. Yes, Claudine, I will. But let me tell you about LGBT. It's scheduled November 24th through December 1st of this year, 2019. So over Thanksgiving weekend, right? Last week in November. At Rythmia, it's our deep soul mission to cultivate a new type of spiritual tribe for the LGBTQ community. Considering our current political and social climate, it is of the utmost importance to foster community and to nurture a deep need for safety, for refuge, and spiritual liberation. Today's the 4th of July, spiritual liberation. This powerful week, the last week of November, LGBTQ week, will create a space in your awareness for synchronicity, for serendipity, to rush in. You'll learn to craft a new dynamic story for your life and to generate a profound new level of self-actualization. And as a conscious community, we get to experience the enrichment of building deep bonds with each other as we rise together. So our guest speakers, Ben Decker, Jennifer Sodini, and from Evolve and Ascend, Ben Decker from meditation, he has a beautiful book on meditation, and Jordan River of Spirit Science, they're gonna teach a unique workshop, and I'll be here, I'll be leading the charge, and we're gonna be really working on universal harmony as you powerfully stand within the wholeness and perfection that is you. So that's what's up. LGBTQ week, so please come. Last week of November. Hey, Laura in Las Vegas, Soren in New York, Jill Peters. Lucky I'm in Costa Rica. You know it. You know it. David, hey, great to see you. Carrie, sorry it's raining in Minnetonka. Ooh, sorry. But you know what? Go play in the rain. It's summertime. Angel, great to see you. Welcome. All right, so we talked about LGBT week coming up the last week of November, and I want to tell you about today because I'm going to rely on you guys to help with this Facebook Live. I want to do some interaction. Today's topic is your go-to principles. All right, so here, what is a universal principle? Because that's what we're talking about. Universal principle as opposed to some philosophical piece. This is a spiritual principle, which means that it is true all the time, always, everywhere. These principles are principles that we can use to guide and live our lives. Orally, hello. Reagan, I love that you're here. Thank you so much. Nisha, hello, welcome. So these universal principles are principles that we can use that are true, like God is love. Right? That's a universal principle. How do we know that God is love? How do we know that that's universal? Because the presence gives us the gift of life without ever placing a condition on it. We can do whatever we want. I could be Mother Teresa. I could be Hitler. Whatever I want to do with this gift, with this life, it's up to me to decide. That is unconditional love. We are given this gift unconditionally. So we know that the presence is loving. That's a universal principle. But that's a really broad one and a solid one. Life is good. That's another universal principle. We say fundamentally good. It doesn't mean that the appearances of life are good always. There's some stuff that Jill, come to LGBTQ. Come on. There's some stuff that happens in life that the appearance might not be good, might not be pleasant, might not be comfortable. But we know the principle is that life is good, which means that fundamentally, on a fundamental level, everything is emerging for good. We know that all systems, all biological and physical systems tend towards homeostasis, tend towards balance, order, and harmony. So we can say that life is good because an order and a balance and a harmony is seeking to emerge. So that's another universal principle. But I want to talk about universal principle today in the sense, I am love. Beautiful, Claudine. That's another beautiful principle. You are love because you're made of the presence, and the presence is love. And you contain all the qualities and quantities of the presence. Reverend Michael used to say, God made us in its image and likeness, and we've been trying to return the favor ever since, right? That's okay, that's an angry, vengeful God that withholds love. That would be making God in our image and likeness, because that's human. But God's eyes are too pure to perceive inequity, right? So here we are on universal principle. And what I want to get to is how I use universal principle. I've got 3 go-to principles that I can say when the shit hits the fan, when the should hits the fan, when I'm shoulding all over myself. I should have done this, I should have done that, should. I say 3 things. I am loved and adored beyond imagination. I'm loved and adored beyond imagination. Everything always works out for me. Right? So when stuff's going bad, or it appears to be going bad, I can say everything always works out for me. Or if I'm in fear, like I don't want this to happen, I'm worried that something might happen, I'm in some sort of worry, doubt, fear mode, I can say everything always works out for me. Right? Or if I'm afraid something's going to happen and I don't know if I'll be able to face it, I'll say whatever happens, I can handle it. Whatever happens, I have everything I need within me. I can handle it. So my 3, I'm loved and adored beyond imagination. Everything always works out for me. And my 3rd favorite go-to principle is I live in a friendly universe that is constantly working on my behalf. Hey, Samantha, I'm so glad. I'm sorry, Smitha, please excuse me. Justin, great to see you. Paul, so glad you're here. So those are my 3 go-to principles. And those principles are with me. And I've ingrained them in my mind. In fact, I have alarms on my phone. I'm going to show you. I have all these alarms set random times, and they're set for me. They go off, and I'll remember to just say the principle. So the alarm goes off. I stop what I'm doing, and I go, everything is working together for my good. I live in a friendly universe that is constantly conspiring for my good, and I am loved and adored beyond imagination. And then I'll go on my way. What a great practice, right? Take Don Lees, hello, how are you? Enoch, my brother. So this is how I use universal principle. Pick 3. And what we're gonna do today, the interactive part is I want you to tell me some of your chronic complaints, because a universal principle is just a reversal of the chronic complaint, right? My chronic complaint, I don't ever have enough time. Universal principle, abundance is the nature of the universe. There's plenty of time for everything, right? I can't afford that. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I'm so abundant, I need never worry again, right? So I would like you guys to be thinking of what are the things that's a chronic complaint in your head, that's that thing that's caught in your craw, that you constantly are like, that when you think about it, it's like, energy just drops a little bit, right? And we're going to take those together and we're going to turn them into universal principle that you can use in your life, all right? So while you're thinking about that, just start typing them in and sending them to me. While you're thinking about that, I want to give you some more universal principle, right? Because look, here are the chronic complaint areas. The most common chronic complaints in all of our lives are around our career, right? I want a better job, I want a new job, I want something, right? So career, finances, big one, love, money, job, right? Those are the things that people go to psychics for, right? Hey, Enoch. Our body temple, right? Oh, my body. Either something that's going on with the body, a chronic illness, or I have a chronic complaint about that one part of my body that just, you know, you don't like looking at yourself in the mirror, right? That's the part. Love that part, by the way. I've actually started standing in front of the mirror naked. Trust me, you don't have to do it. I'll do it on my own. But, you know, sometimes you look at yourself and I am so negative about myself, right? Like, money, Jill Peters, excellent. Good afternoon, Ann. So, but when I consciously look at myself and go, you know what? I love my body. I love my body. It's been so good to me. It's so resilient. It bounces back so fast, right? When I eat that, you know, bag of Reese's peanut butter cups the night before, man, I can jump right back in and exercise the next day because I have to. But the point is, like, I'm starting to love my body. This is a principle. I love myself. Principle. I love money and it loves me. Thank you, Johnny Coleman. That was what she used to say. So we want to look at the places in our lives, our beliefs about ourselves. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. I can't. I'm not smart. I'm not pretty. I'm not intelligent. Any of those things, those beliefs about our body temple, areas in our relationship, areas in love, money, finance, career, any of those things could be areas where we could find a chronic complaint. So Jill wrote that chronic complaint is about money. Okay, so a universal principle, the universe is abundant, right? The universe is abundant. And we know that the universe is abundant. How do we know this? Because it creates out of itself without ever depleting itself, right? The universe is abundant. Reverend Michael likes to say, if everybody right now on the planet took a breath, there'd still be enough air, right? We're not worried about, oh my God, if everybody breathes at the same time, there's not going to be enough air, because we know there's enough. We know there's enough. Now, if we had that same belief about money, about our health, about any of the areas where we believe we're lacking, right? Then we would be standing, hi Maria, we'd be standing in Ola, we'd be standing in universal principle, right? This is where we want to go. We want to look at our chronic complaints and transform them into a principle that then we can use in our daily lives. I'm telling you, the 3 go-to principles for me, we want to create a go-to principle for you. So that you, when the should hits the fan, you step into, I know all is well. Everything is unfolding in divine, perfect timing. All is well. All is well. Todo bien. All is well. That's a wonderful principle. Here are some principles. I'm going to throw them out at you. Nicole, hello. I love you. Glad you're here. So universal principle, everything is unfolding in divine perfection. I love these around money. I can afford anything I desire. I can afford anything I desire. When you're driving down the street, let me tell you, LA, man, anywhere else in the country, a Mercedes or a BMW is a nice car. In Los Angeles, it's like a Honda, right? You know, like people are walking Maseratis and like Bentleys and stuff like that, right? So when I see a really nice car and that thought of lack goes through my head that says, oh man, who has $200,000 spent on a car, right? I go, I can afford anything I desire. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I'm so prosperous, I need never worry again. Thank you. That's a universal principle. So every time that negative thought, I don't have enough, I can't afford that, that's not me, who has enough money to buy that house? I used to love driving through those beautiful neighborhoods in LA with those big old houses. Like, it's $1.2 million for a shoebox in Santa Monica, right? So those houses got to be millions and millions of dollars. And I go, wow, who could ever afford that? I'd say to myself, I can afford anything I desire. I'm so prosperous, I need never worry again. And guess what? I haven't had to worry for a while, right? There's still more to go, but I'm not in survival anymore. And it's really just anchoring in this truth about ourselves. Erica, Zinlin, hey Zin, great to see you. Brad, Magic Brad, great to see you, brother. I know I heard about the earthquake, Erica, but I know that all things are well, all is well, everything is unfolding in divine perfection. Something had to get shaken loose so something new could emerge. This is the truth that I know, universal principle, right? When you drive by, when an ambulance drives by or you see a car accident on the side of the road, Don't go, oh, that's so sad, or I hope everything's okay. You go, God is in the midst. The presence is in the midst. Order and balance is there. Order and balance is emerging. Harmony is emerging. God is in the midst. The presence is there. The hands of that paramedic are the hands of God. And you just say that and go on. Universal principle. This is how we can, hey, Elizabeth, thank you, Zin. Jill, I love it. Yes, we're shifting the energy. Colleen, Cash, great, great, great. So this is the one piece, right, that we can take the circumstance and convert it into a principle, because we know that behind every circumstance, every condition is a universal principle or truth seeking to emerge. This is not woo-woo metaphysical stuff. This is science. There's an equation called the Kurimoto equation, and it states that all biological and physical systems tend towards synchronicity and harmony and balance. Everything, our bodies are looking to move into homeostasis. Everything is seeking order and balance. That's why we can say universal principle. The universe is an ordered and balanced and harmonious place. The universe is fundamentally good and working for our good, right? Because if the universe wasn't good, if it was hostile, we wouldn't stand a chance, right? But the fact is, we live in our own creation, right? Hey, sunshine, let's see. Is there a question here? Questioning my life endlessly all day, and I feel better. Great. Question, but know the truth. Know that your life, sunshine, is the life of God. That you are a divine emanation, a singular and unique emanation that is never to be repeated again. Like the wave and the ocean. The wave is an individual and unique expression of a unified whole. You, sunshine, are a unique expression of a universal whole, and you contain all the qualities and quantities of that whole. That's a universal principle. The principle there is that we live in a holographic universe. That is the principle. I'm hoping that as you guys are hearing this, you're finding a principle that you can grab onto, and this is what you turn towards in the midst of struggle, in the midst of strife, in the midst of doubt, fear, worry, not enoughness, lower vibrational frequency thoughts. You can turn towards something, right? Remember in the Bible it says, "Get thee behind me," right? That's the preacher, right? Get thee behind me. That's the devil they're talking about. I ain't talking about no devil, because fundamentally this is a good universe, right? There's one power, there's another principle. One power, one source, one life. It is the life of God. It's my life, it's your life. Now, that's the truth. So in that way, hey Darwin, glad you're here. So in that way, we can know that the universe is a friendly place. It can't be anything other than friendly and supporting us. Otherwise, we wouldn't stand a chance, right? So here are some pieces that I want to hear from you guys. Give me some chronic complaints that you have so that we can create a universal principle for you, right? Lay it on me. Come on. Elizabeth is saying she wants to come to Rythmia, right? So come. What's the first thing when I say to you, Elizabeth, come to Rythmia, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? I can't afford it. Someday, I wish I could, but I can't. If those are the things that come to your mind, let's write a principle for that. That everything is unfolding for your good, that you can afford anything you desire, that the good and true desires of your heart are already yours. You wouldn't be able to see it if you didn't already have it in you. Here's the thing. These universal principles, hey Claudine, thank you so much. And we want you to come back, yes. Let's see. So here's the thing. The universal principle helps raise our vibration. When we're in fear, doubt, and worry, hey, Lori, Lori has chronic, I can't afford it, and I have chronic illness and pain. Thank you. All right. So here we go. So I can't afford it is a vibrational frequency, right? The most powerful words are I am, right? I am. So be careful. When you say, I am sick, right? Be careful what you put behind I am, because that is an affirmation of truth. The I am presence is a consciousness. So we want to be really careful. And we also want to be true to ourselves. I can't be in the midst of illness and say, I'm whole, I'm healed, when I don't feel it, right? There's a disconnect. It's not just saying the words and saying something positive. It's got to be a clear intention married with a elevated emotion, right? So, Lori, I'm going to ask you, yes or no, Lori, do you believe that the possibility of your healing exists? Is there a possibility in the unified field, Lori, that you can live without pain? Is that a possibility? Yes. So if that's possible, that exists in the unified field. Now you have a clear intention. The intention is, I am pain-free. I live, my body is healthy and whole, and I live pain-free. Now, how would you feel if you had that? If you already were pain-free, right, Lori? Now think about that, and I want you to feel that. Like, close your eyes, and for all of us on the call, all of us on this Facebook Live, if you are, whatever it is that you're going through, you want more money, you want a new relationship, you want a better job, okay? There's your intention. Now, this is from Joe Dispenza. I got to give credit. Now you take your intention and you have an elevated emotion. How would it feel if I had a pain-free body? What would Lori, what would you be doing? Oh my God, I'd be so grateful. All right, I want to know the qualities. I'd be so grateful. I'd be so in bliss. I'd be so happy. I'd be in awe. I'd be in awe because this shit works. I'd be amazed. I would be in love with life. I would be so excited. I'd be jumping for joy. Right now, you're taking that intention and now you're really feeling how it would feel, elevating the emotional frequency of how it is. If it's already done, as if you already had it. And here's the thing. In our minds, the neurons in our minds fire the same way, whether you're having the actual experience or not, right? You can preload the experience of health and wholeness, Lori. And as you do that, hey, Debbie, hey, Teddy, great to see you guys, Stacy. So as you do this, you're now raising your vibration. You can feel the difference between I'm in pain and chronic pain and illness, and what is it like? You're not denying the pain, right? Okay, I'm in pain now, but what would it be like if I wasn't in pain? How would I be acting? How would I be feeling? Oh, I'd be happy. What would I be? How would I look? I'd be walking down the street with some swag, baby. I'd be going out. I'd be dancing. How would I feel when I'm dancing free of pain? How would it feel if I woke up tomorrow morning without pain? Oh, feel that. Now you're elevating the emotion, and the possibility exists in the unified field. And as you elevate that emotion, you're coming closer and closer and closer to that possibility. Your vibrational frequency is coming closer to that possibility. Universal principle is that the universal principle there is that which I am seeking is seeking me. That which I am seeking is seeking me, which means there's a vibrational match for what you want. It's out there. The possibility exists in the unified field. You've got to make it, welcome. As Reverend Michael would say, you've got to manifest it. You've got to create it. How do you create it? Vibratory frequency. It's all energy. It's all frequency and vibration. We're energy. This computer is energy. The table that you're sitting at, the chair you're sitting at is energy. They're just vibrating at different frequencies. So if you're going to vibrate at illness, that's a lower frequency. You want to vibrate at health and wholeness, that's a higher frequency. Your possibility of health and wholeness is the highest frequency that exists. So I'm going to raise my frequency level to match that. We do that by having a go-to principle. We do that by knowing some truth so deeply that we say it over and over again, because look, our conscious mind is like the gatekeeper, right? It's like the guard outside of Rythmia. And Rythmia is like our subconscious, right? So there's a guard gate, a gated entry to Rythmia, right? That's your conscious mind. Rythmia, the buildings, that's your subconscious, right? And in order to get past that guard, you've got to do a couple things. You've got to convince it, coerce it, or distract it, right? I got to convince that guard that I can get in. You got to convince your conscious mind that you can get that information into your subconscious. That's by repeating over and over and over, right? I am one with God. I am healthy and whole. I can afford anything I desire, right? That's one way of doing it. Coercing and convincing the guard of your conscious mind to let that information in. It's got to be convincing it's got to match some truth. Right? When you see inspirational stories about people's lives, it resonates with you and it uplifts us, right? Because you go, oh, that sounds true. That rings true to me. So that's the other way you convince or you logically convince your conscious mind to allow information to get embedded in your subconscious mind. So these universal principles are going to help you bypass the block of your ego and conscious mind that keeps these truths from anchoring deep within our subconscious, so that they're constantly overriding the negative fear, doubt, worry, and not enoughness that's ingrained within us, right? Okay, so Elizabeth, Debbie, I love this too. Lori, I'm loving that that's your current practice, right? So the universal principle, did you feel, Lori, that you got a universal principle in there about health and wholeness? I also like to say, you know, I'm healing, right? Sometimes it's really hard when we're in the density of pain to go, oh, I can see the possibility of healing, because you're feeling the pain. So sometimes in my mind, I have to just say, I'm healing. What's coming is going, right? This is a principle at Rythmia. What's coming is going. When I'm experiencing pain, it's because it's being released. We say it's like that old time doctor that's pulling out the bullet from your arm, right? There was pain, pulls out the bullet, shows it to you. There's the bullet, that was what's in you, and now throws it away, right? So that's what the pain is. The pain is coming forth, it's being released, so I can say I'm healing. Now that is a way that I can convince my conscious mind logically to accept that information into my subconscious mind. Greg, that's right, distract. Distract the distraction, get lined up and get the right traction. I love it, yes. Beautiful, I'm glad, Lori. I love it, I love it. Claudine, beautiful. I'm so grateful for your comments. You guys are really awesome. So this is the key, right? That we line up these principles for ourselves, so that when things, the inevitable vicissitudes of life happen, we can anchor in something. It's like grabbing onto a life raft. I had something really, a couple days ago. It was like major. A big upset between some people that are really close to me, and it blew up, right? And then blew up even like way out of proportion. And we were all, you know, beautiful, spiritual, awakened people that love each other, and yet this thing blew up in our faces. And so I had to go to principle. I had to go to the spiritual principle that everything is working together for our good, individually and collectively. I had to go to the principle that God is on the field and that everything always works out for me. I had to go to the principle that all is well, that everything is unfolding in divine perfection and divine time. And so in the midst of something that was really tough, my mind wanted to grab on and, what the fuck, I can't believe this, and worry and wring my hands and all that stuff. But in the middle of it, I had to go to principle, and it helped me. 24 hours later, it was all resolved. It doesn't matter what the circumstance is, right? We don't get caught up in appearances because we know the principle. The appearance might be that there is a hurricane on the ground, right? Hurricane on the ground, chaos. No order, disorder, no balance, no harmony. That's chaos, right, with a hurricane, right? But then if you're in a plane at 30,000 feet, you start to see some order down there. You see the roads look like a grid, right? It looks kind of ordered. The houses are in rows and lined up. You can start to see some order, right? And then if you're from a satellite, if you're on a satellite looking, you see the formation of the hurricane. You see the eye of the storm, and it actually looks really harmonious and beautiful, this storm moving in a clockwise or counterclockwise manner. And you see the beautiful blue of the earth, right? So oh, thank you, Greg. Wow. Hey, Carla. So here's the key. All of that, there's chaos on the ground. You start to see order from 30,000 feet. You definitely see the order and balance and harmony from the satellite view. But here's the gig. It's all happening at the same time. It's all happening now. Universal principle. It's all happening now. There's no past, present, or future. There's only now, the eternal now. It's all happening now. I love that example because it really helps you see. It could be chaotic here, it could be ordered here, and it could be peaceful here. But peace, order, and chaos all at the same time. This is the principle. So if I'm in the midst of chaos, but I know that it's all happening now, then there's order somewhere. There's balance somewhere. There's peace somewhere. Let me see it. Let me see it. Show me. Prove me now. Teach me. Open my heart. Let me see the order and the balance and the harmony. I'm going to get curious about it. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to want to see it. Thank you, Bernie. Wow. So glad you're here. I love you. And you know what? This is, I wish, you know, somebody said, I love your teachings. I have to give credit. These are my teachers. These are universal teachings, and I'm so grateful to be able to share them with you. This is what's on my mind right now. This is what I'm learning right now. So I'm really just sharing what I'm learning with you. And I'm so grateful that you want to walk this path with me. That's the whole point of this talk. Walking the path is we're walking it together, and there's so much good to share and so many brilliant people. I'm so grateful for all the teachers. Let's see, Greg, is it okay to ask Mother Ayahuasca to help us now? Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing, ayahuasca, there's many people that whose journeys start before they ever get to Rythmia, because it's a consciousness, right? I believe in pan-consciousness, that there's one consciousness and it's expressing through everything. This is reflected in the first law of thermodynamics. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but transferred or conveyed into various forms. That's a law. That's a universal law of thermodynamics. And it's the same law that the Bible talks about when it talks about the presence of God, the Alpha and the Omega, without beginning and without end. Does that sound like the first law of thermodynamics or what? Energy can't be created and it can't be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Right? So Mother Ayahuasca is a conscious energy. Greg, great question. So yes, you can move into the realm of consciousness, connect with that consciousness, and that consciousness is an expression of one consciousness, because there's not God and, it's just God, right? And just like that example of the hurricane, the view from 30,000 feet and the view from the satellite, it's all happening now. So in the same way, there's only one consciousness, even though there's lots of stuff going on in the world. There might be war in Syria. There might be something going on in the White House. There might be trouble in the inner cities, but there's also the possibility of peace exists now. The possibility of abundance exists now. The possibility of love exists now. Where is it? It's happening now. Let me be the channel for it. Let me open up and look for it. Let me see it, right? Because it's all happening now, universal principle. So that might be the principle for you. You might say it's all happening now, and that anchors, oh, I love all these hearts coming. Woo, you guys are great. I love all these principles that help us to anchor into this. Let me see what Sunshine's saying. I feel as though I need to throw some money through the screen because this live has benefited me. Throw it, baby. I'm accepting my good. Let me thank you. That's so sweet, Sunshine. And it's such a great gift just to have you say that. Kane, what? Love that Kane's here. Claudine, Mother Ayahuasca is an amazing spiritual teacher. Words cannot express my gratitude. Indeed, words cannot express. Thank you, Kane, my brother. You know, it's too big for words, right? That's the thing about this presence is we say it's a consciousness. We say it's an intelligence. Those are human words that describe something that's too big. In fact, we're trying to describe the eternal, the singular and unified, and we're trying to describe it in language, which by necessity is binary. We have to know what something is and to know what it's not. Or we have to know what something isn't to know what it is. I can't know what white is unless I know what black is. I can't know what day is unless I know what night is. That's the way language works. It's binary, right? It's a duality. Well, the unified field is singular. So how can we talk about the unified field through language? We just have to experience it. Words can't contain it. Words can't contain it. I'm liking that you guys are talking about throwing money through the screen. I'll have to give you, let me give you my address. You can make those checks payable. I'm loving it. You know what? I accept it. I accept good. Here's another universal principle. I accept unexpected good. This is from Reverend Cheryl and the Oath of Manifestation. You want to manifest some money? Read the Oath of Manifestation. You can go online right now and type in Oath of Manifestation. Check it out. I've memorized it. I expect unexpected good, unexpected kindness, unexpected love, unexpected generosity, unexpected gifts, unexpected offers, unexpected opportunities coming from unexpected places in unexpected ways in my life and the life of others. I am, oh man, have I forgotten it? I live in a friendly universe that is constantly conspiring on my good. I've forgotten a little bit of the Oath of Manifestation, but it's good. You've got to check it out. And it came through Reverend Cheryl, she and Agape, so you have to check that out. But I'm just looking through some comments. Everybody's so great to have you all here. Okay, let's get back to topic. Universal principle. I want to go back because I want you guys to leave this talk with a go-to principle. Whether it's I'm loved and adored beyond imagination, everything always works out for me. I live in a friendly universe that's constantly working on my behalf. Life is good always and in all ways, right? Type in something that you guys like. Let me know what principle you're liking. Whatever happens, I can handle it. That's another one. I love all is well. Simple, all is well. In Spanish, todo bien. I love it. Oh, you know what? I want to share something with you about Costa Rica. One of my favorite Costa Rican sayings. When you say, how are you? Good morning, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? A common way to respond is a cachete, right? Right? And cachete is cheek. Am I right, Sylvia? Cachete is cheek.
Sorry?
So I'll forget it.
Yes.
Never mind. So when you say
a
cachete, it means like, I got my cheek full, right? Is this a great way? Like, how you doing? Life is so good. I got a mouthful. I took a bite. I took a bite out of it and dragged it towards me. Life is good. A cachete. So when somebody says, "Oh, I love it, you guys. You guys are giving me your principles always. All is well, Debbie." Elizabeth says she loves all of them. Lori, with God, everything is possible. Yes. Claudine, I am the master of love. Yes. Brad, pura vida, Brad. That's right. Zin, great. Let's see, who else? Greg, I live in a friendly universe that's constantly working on my behalf. How about some more? Everything is unfolding in divine perfection. I can afford anything I desire. That's my favorite. In fact, I'm so prosperous, I need never worry again. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I like that one. That's from the Oath of Manifestation. You know, God is love. God is peace. God is excellence. God is powerful. God is the only power. These are all universal principles. Whatever resonates with you, that when you can turn towards, right? Get thee behind me is I'm turning away from limited thought. I'm turning away from doubt, fear, worry, lower vibrational frequencies. I'm turning towards something. What am I turning towards? I'm turning towards the good. I'm turning towards all is well. I'm turning towards everything always works out for me. I'm turning towards I can afford anything I desire. In this way, we raise our vibrational frequency so that we're closer to the match. We're closer to the match of that possibility that exists in the universal field. Because principle, what I am seeking is seeking me. What I'm looking for is looking for me. I wouldn't be able to see it if it didn't exist. I wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't already in me. I'm a vibrational match for it. Have you ever noticed, right? You get a car, like, okay, I got a Honda Accord, right? Or something a little bit less common. But you know, like you wouldn't see a RAV4. They're all over the place, but you don't see them, right? You're driving around in your Ford. But all of a sudden you get a RAV4, and then all of a sudden you see all the RAV4s all over. It's because you have an awareness that you can now see something. But without the awareness, you couldn't see it, even though it was already there. In the same way, the universal principle works that if you can see the possibility of your health, you can see the possibility of your abundance, you can see the possibility of peace of mind, health of body, and all needs met, then that possibility is within you, and you are drawing it towards you. You look for it, and if you see it, It's already in you. You wouldn't be able to see it if that awareness wasn't in you, just like the cars, right? So in the same way, I'm looking at these comments. Enoch, I'm available for more good. Yes. Debbie, I'm constantly guided. Yes. Elizabeth loves the oath. Sunshine, I love and have a purpose. Yes, indeed. Greg, brother, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Greg. Where can I buy the book? I haven't, the book, Bernie, which book is this? The Oath of Manifestation is just online. It's a little saying. I haven't written a book yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. It's coming. I can see it. All right. So we're at like 40 minutes. It went by so fast. I am so grateful for you all joining us today. Joining me. I mean, it's just me. Well, Sylvia's over here. You can't see her, but just everybody say, love you, Sylvia. You're the best. She is our media guru here at Rythmia, and I'm in the media office doing the Facebook Live. So, hey, happy 4th of July. Guess what? Here's your saying for freedom. Freedom is. Somebody came out of ceremony a few months ago and said this. It's the best saying. She came out of ceremony. She goes, JJ, I got it. Freedom is observation without judgment. So on the 4th of July, on our day of liberation, spiritual liberation, we know that true freedom this day is observation without judgment. Soren, at the end, can you please share the resources? Yes. Okay, so I've quoted Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith a ton in this talk. So you can look at agapelive.com and michaelbernardbeckwith.com, and he has amazing books, Life Visioning, Spiritual Liberation, 40-Day Mind Fast, and just so much. Check out Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. I've quoted Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza is all over on YouTube. He has the Break the Habit of Being Yourself, Becoming Supernatural, which I'm really into right now. He's amazing. And Elizabeth, your future book. Yes, I love it, Elizabeth. I see that. Oh, and the joke. I promised Claudine a joke. All right, let's see. Joke. What's the joke going to be today? It's got to be slightly clean, but not really. Okay, all right. What are we gonna do? I can't think of one all of a sudden. Let's see. The book, the name of the Manifestation Wealth book, that's the Oath of Manifestation. Okay. All right. I got a joke for you. This guy walks into a bar, and on the bar there's a jar full of $100 bills, full. And the guy goes to the bartender, hey, what's up with that jar? And the bartender says, okay, here's the deal. If you put your $100 in and you got to accomplish 3 tasks. And if you accomplish these 3 tasks, you get the whole jar of money. The guy's like, okay, that sounds good. What are the 3 tasks? First, he says, behind me at the bar, there's this jar of tequila. This tequila has been soaking with chilies from the volcanic jungles of Guatemala. It's super hot. You got to drink the whole bottle. Just down it, right? The guy's like, okay, what's next? Because after you drink the bottle, over there in that room, there's a dog with rabies and it's got a bad tooth. You got to pull the dog's tooth. The guy goes, okay, what's the 3rd thing? He says, well, upstairs over there, there's an 85-year-old woman. You got to give her an orgasm. Okay, so the guy's like, all right, I'm in. I'll do it. He puts his $100 in. The guy gives him the bottle of tequila. He downs it. Right, down to tequila. All right, he's like, okay, what's next? The guy points to the room with the dog. He goes in to see the dog, and he closes the door, and you hear this. The guy comes out, and he's stumbling a little bit. He looks at the bartender. He goes, okay, where's the old lady with the bad tooth? Did you get it? It was the dog with the bad tooth. The old lady he gave the dog okay. If I have to explain it, it doesn't work. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Great responses, great comments, great. I'm so energized by you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next week, Thursday, 12 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock Central time, all over the place. Check us out, Walking the Path. I love walking the path with you. You enliven me. Thank you so much. Peace and richest blessings. Much love.